Greetings and welcome to another Master Herbalist class with the Body Temple Institute of Holistic Health and Herbal Healing. We are embarking on a Winter Solstice Fast. This Winter Solstice, we will be a whole nother, getting prepared to move into a whole nother frame of mind. The winter requires of us to rest, of us to be introspective. Right now, until the 22nd of December, we are in Mercury retrograde. Mercury, which also refers to our Orisha Elegba and Nitiru Sebek, requires of us to be introspective. We will not be able to traverse the crossroads. Very important for us to pay attention to what's going on in the world during this time also. Because true indeed, we are watching certain things and calamities take place. A lot of people feel that they are strong enough to overcome calamity, and they feel strong enough they go on and they don't really even take time to think about it. They really don't take time to put the two and two together to even determine if it was karmic reality that caused a certain calamity in their life. They really don't stop to think that it is a lack of their ability to make proper decisions or discern, which is why they may have walked into calamity in their life. They really don't know. We've been trained in American society. We've been trained in the Ma'afa society, whether you are in a European society, no matter where you are, you have been mind redirected, brainwashed into just pushing through. We've all heard these cliches. I just push through. I'm just going to push through. But we in African society, those of us whom understand the African worldview and frame of mind, we understand that you have to stop. Philosophy, as we're taught by Ra'un Nefer Amen, we know that we must stop Thank you for allowing a visitor who had asked me a question. As we understand in African society, you must stop. Amen teaches us that you cannot move forward. You have to stop your forward motion in order to really just reevaluate your position in life. At every crossroads situation, Elegba also in our Pataki admonishes us in the Odu even to stop and talk to him, talk it through with him. We do also understand that we do divination at crossroads situations in order to avoid calamity. We may make sacrifice after or during or before calamity in order to keep it from overwhelming and consuming us, or even to keep it from happening. These things are vitally important, specifically as herbalists, because that's essentially what this solstice cleanse is for. It is to avoid calamity in our bodies and make sure that our bodies maintain a level of health and vitality that we are used to operating in, or even optimally, more so, better than we're used to operating in. With our choice of cleansing during this time, we are seeking to make sure that we clear the way of um, all waste and matters of constipation, cholesterol, or congestion in our bodies. Because we do not want any of our mental pathways, spiritual pathways, or emotional pathways, mental pathways blocked by any type of congestion or constipation or cholesterol. We do not even want to allow this time in our societal framework where, some people may be going to a family member's house to eat, or some people may be, doing some things. We don't want to allow these habitual habits to also push in and disturb our health and vitality, causing cholesterol or congestion or constipation in our bodies, as some people may participate or partially participate in the holiday season, in by eating, what have you, or even if you don't, sometimes people make it a silent protest to fast during these times of the year. Whatever your philosophy is, as a healer, I make it my business to cleanse 4 times a year, to make sure that I have a clear pathway, to make sure that when I am helping someone else, I'm not full of it. And to also make sure that I'm able to clearly hear my spirit as it is giving me instructions on how to aid someone. Make sure that my body vessel is clear so that I can be an example of health when I go to help others. And also to make sure that my emotional space is clear, so my energy is not emotion, but yet is at peace. So for the winter solstice fast and concentration, the purpose is, as I said earlier, to make sure I am in alignment, primed, and in order the year, and the winter solstice to cleanse, to help me to and to allow my body to rest. Also to go within and re-examine the lessons that I've learned in this quarter, from fall to winter. To also, there is a ritual that my family does during this time. We call it the weighing of the heart. During this time, we also honor our elders and our ancestors specifically during this time. This is a earth energy time of year. And the earth energy, we give thanks for the abundance that we have received throughout the entire year. And we also give homage to the elders in our community and their work for us throughout the year. And then also our ancestral invocations are there. We are always in alignment and in tune with our ancestors, which is why the weighing of the heart ritual is vital and key to keeping us in moral alignment and to make us keenly aware of Iwapele at every crossroads. A good character have us to stand as Ma Keru, true of word and deed. This is vitally important for us. We will be doing that ceremony also, starting on the 18th of December. The 18th of December is a Monday. Sunday we'll be gearing up. I know I will be gearing up on Sunday, but the 18th, that evening, is when we will begin our process. our weighing of the heart, and also our fast will begin on the 17th, on the day of the sun. With today being Thursday, it gives you time to get your food in order, or your drink or juice in order. You can also start, if you choose, on the moon day on Monday, if you so choose, on the 18th, but try your best to start somewhere around the 17th or 18th. The reason why I said moon day is because I want you to be able to really wrap your head around what you're going to do. Every process starts here first, starts spirit first, and here first, and then in the heart it manifests. So be clear on what you're seeking to do. And what I want you to do is begin to take notes from here. Or if you've been taking notes, this is really good. Because what I want you to do is be clear on what you're doing. Be clear on your purpose and what you seek to receive from this moment of concentration fasting. Be clear on your the duration of time for which you seek to spend fasting and cleansing. The duration of time should be one that is in a direct alignment with your tolerance. Thus, your tolerance fasting may not have fasted ever before. You may not have really, you may have only fasted when you were sick, but not really fasted electively by your choice. Also, be conscious of your condition. In a very vigorous environment, you have very vigorous work conditions to work under. Are you doing a lot of strenuous work? Not be able to do a more drastic fast. You may have one. Your responsibilities may be weighing on you, and they may be a lot. You may not be able to totally surrender. And they may not be able to be a lot. So you may choose a duration of maybe 3 days. And that may be something that is doable, something that you can visualize. For instance, I speak to some people and they can do it over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that's something that's doable for them. That's good. It is good still. If it is a duration in which you choose 7 days or 14 days, this is good. Also, though, be aware of the conditions for which you're going to take yourself through, what you're going to put yourself through during those times. Understand your concentration type, a fasting type, the type you're going to, what are you going to do? Concentration type means, what are you going to concentrate on? You're going to concentrate on only consuming what I call, what I have learned is the mucusless diet. The mucusless diet is one in which you consume no starches, no breads, no rice, no beans, no potatoes, things like that. No complex carbohydrates at all. If you do not have any grains, any processed foods, any breads, any potatoes, it's called the mucusless diet because it helps you to not accumulate constipation, congestion, cholesterol, Well, this type of diet can be used as a cleanse at any time. And it is one in which will help you to eliminate mucus, to eliminate constipation and congestion. So taking this diet on. Just a moment, please. Okay, my visitor has decided and elected to stay. Okay, so the mucus diet. So I went off on the mucus diet. You can do this. This can be done by anyone whom is this can be done by anyone whom is an omnivore, a vegan, vegetarian, or raw. And in doing that, you can achieve a state of cleansing as well as see your body heal and feel lighter and better as well. Okay, why do I have to talk through my teeth to my son? Be quiet. Okay. So I want you to be conscious of, I just want you to be very conscious of what your needs are during this time. Just a minute. I'm going to have to put him out. Thank you for your patience. Okay. So that I want you to consider that can be done at any time, and you can step into that type of cleanse regardless of your dietary framework today, and you can step into that cleanse simply and easily. A lot, and some people do it cold turkey. Some people just go ahead and just drop the, I'm not eating any French fries today. I'm not going to have any bread with my meal. I'm going to have a salad with no milk-based dressings. I'm going to have a another salad for dinner. I'm going to drink tea in between and eat fruit. That's not a hard thing to do. Consuming of your fruits and vegetables, steamed and raw, teas and juices. You can have there are a lot of variations that can come with that, a lot of snacks that can come with that in relation to eating your fruits in between if you choose. In addition to that, there are a lot of also variations in relation to eating your raw vegetables and then steaming some broccoli to go along with that in order to make you feel satisfied. For 3 days, you can live off that because technically you're still eating and drinking and snacking. Those things are there. And it also is a liberty that will help to move your bowels a lot better. There's a lot of water in that type of diet, in that type of, I call it a liberty. There's a lot of water in that, in that regime, as well as fiber to help to move your bowels, as well as that fiber can help to be, is good in your bloodstream. So that chlorophyll with your lettuces and the fruit, citric acids and things like that will help to dissolve cholesterol in your bloodstream. Lemon juice, lemon water in the morning is excellent for dissolving that cholesterol and that constipation. While and then also bowel cleansing in that can really prove to be a very useful cleanse. Then moving into another type is one in which you may consume only raw foods during that time. If you chose to only consume raw foods, I would suggest you do a step down method of walking into that cleanse. That step down method will be one in which you will utilize your days. You will pay attention to the days of your fast. The days of your fast matter because what they will do is they will work to support you by starting out with a very simple change in diet, thus going into from your regular vegetarian or vegan diet, you will step down to remove all processed foods. And let's say you're going to do 14 days. So for the first 3 days, you're going to step down to remove all processed foods from your diet. Nothing that you purchase will be in a bag or a box or have an expiration date. You're going to purchase all fresh produce in that time. If you're vegetarian, you have probably some cheese or some milk or some eggs in your diet. You can eliminate those things from your diet for the first 3 days. Moving into your next 3 days, if you're doing 14 days or 10 days, 14 days, I'm gonna walk on 14 right here. So for your next 3 days, you can then move into the mucusless diet, in which you are actually probably can do that for 6 days. In that mucusless diet, you are only consuming fruits and vegetables, fruits and green leafy vegetables. In this, you will only have the heaviest food you may have will be peas, possibly peas, green peas, or maybe even if you are like, I'm about to fall out, lima beans. Lima beans make a good substitute, but they have that green chlorophyll in, which makes a qualifier. So you can do those green leafy greens, that and your green leafy vegetables, also your vegetables that can be steamed, your greens, things like that. You also have your fruits and all of your fruit smoothies and your fruit juices. You also have your teas. All of your teas can be used during that time as well. Right there, we've already covered 9 days. If you're doing the mucusless for 6 days, then we move into eliminating all. If you are going to do go into raw to a degree or to whatever degree, you can then from there eliminate all steamed vegetables and move into raw for the next 5 days. That's how you could do that. And then come off of it after 14 days. But to experience yourself at those different phases, be able to step down into a higher vibrational liberty each time. Or maybe I should say, step up into a higher vibrational liberty each time in order to experience and experience your body at these different phases and stages. At least to experience them for a small amount of time. However, the entire time, your bowels will be receiving a cleanse. Your bloodstream will be receiving a cleanse. Your organs will be receiving a gentle massage, and they will be cleansed. And they will also receive a rest. Stop. So also, If you wanted to do a step down into juice because you are already vegan, you are already maybe a raw foodist, then you would take that time in 14 days, within 7 days, step down your amount of food that you consume per day. Begin to transition your lunch into a liquid lunch. Transition your dinner into a liquid dinner. Begin to have your fruit in the morning become a liquid and transition into that. As you do that, you'll begin to see a difference. And you'll begin to feel yourself more able to walk into that new frame, and then be able to breathe into that new relaxed. Also, be able to experience the difference in your emotions, be able to experience the difference in your relationship and communication with spirit on that juice fast. Each time you go to a higher level of vibratory rate in relation to your diet, meaning that once you eliminate the heavier, weightier foods, each time go to that next level, you will experience a different feelings in your body. It's very interesting because there have been times in which that I have taken fasts by some by choice and some by not. When I went back to regular eating, I could tell the difference in the weight of the food that I was consuming versus the food that I was presently in the fast consuming. Also the weight that I'm seeking to now come off the fast and consume versus what I was consuming before during the fast. So with that, I want you all to be clear on the energy for which you're consuming. Oh my goodness, this is hot. Who is hot? So be clear on what you're consuming. Support modalities. I want you to understand that during a fast, it's not just about food. It's about the mind too. You have to concentrate the mind. Really, to me, fasts, I consider them concentrations. A lot of times we're unconscious eaters. We consume so unconsciously that before we know it, we have a French fry in our mouth. Before we know it, we're drinking some caffeinated tea. Before we know it, or some sweet tea or whatever. We're very unconscious eaters. We need to become conscious consumers, conscious libertarians, because the divine cannot dwell in an unconscious vessel. The light of the Ushet cannot illuminate the world from a garbage dump, from a place in which you don't even live. If you're not conscious of your body, you don't live there. Your temple is uninhabited, and you don't know who's living there. So we have to inhabit and embody our own vessels. With that being the case, it's your responsibility to take time to put yourself in time and in tune and align yourself. There are some other supporting things that will support your fast, and that is to juice. That is to juice, regardless of what level you are pursuing. If you are pursuing a mucusless diet where you're just not going to consume any starchy or complex carbohydrates or grains, if you're not going to consume any of those, still are the potent vitamins and minerals, nutrients, and enzymes that are in the fruits or vegetables that you're going to juice. Also blend. You can put kale greens, bell peppers, tomatoes, onions, and garlic in the blender, and carrots or beets, and put them in the blender and blend and drink that as a soup along with some warm water, and drink that as a soup. And those raw vegetables in that blend are very powerful antioxidants, very powerful nutritives to regenerate and revitalize a malnutrition body. When we live in this malnutrition society, it takes more nutrition to live in this level of stress than we consume. Also, to of course, the quality of the food we consume during the fast is vitally important. So make sure that in your raw juice or blends, they are organic. Making sure these organic vegetables are the best quality vegetables you can get. If you get locally grown, that's king. Also, the herbs, and this is something I wanted to leave for you all. But the herbs for which you are going to consume on this fast are a base of red clover. Red clover, it cleanses your blood. It's a blood cleanser, and that's the base of every herbal blend. For me, because red clover works really well with our red blood cells. And then you will need a bowel cleanser in that. The bowel cleanser can be senna. It can be papaya leaf. It can be turkey rhubarb. But your responsibility as you become herbal healers is to get to know these different laxatives. On the student site, there's a video that I put up about different bowel cleansers and different adaptogens and different sedatives and things like that. So I want you to be very conscious of that. Senna is one of those, and that means also to sit down and taste them. Sit down and see how they work for you, one by one, because turkey rhubarb may not work, but senna may. The combination of senna and turkey rhubarb may work. Papaya leaf may work very well for you, whereas senna may gripe you too much and may hurt your belly. Be conscious of that. I do like to have a bowel cleanser in that, and like I said, senna. But also, in addition to that, liver cleansing herbs such as burdock and dandelion. The astringent action of burdock, the astringent taste of burdock and dandelion is excellent to help liver to toss all of its excess fat that it has consumed over this time. This fat, sometimes that fat in the form of maybe a hydrogenated oil or processed fats can really clog the filter of your liver. Also, include in that I want you to include in that a antifungal, antibacterial, antiparasitic in the form of black walnut, and it can be wormwood. It can be Oregon grapefruit, ape root. And also, I want you to include an anti-inflammatory in the form of cat's claw. And also pau d'arco. Pau d'arco is an it's all around actually. The pau d'arco bark is very powerful as it works to cleanse at the cellular level. It also works to be like an antifungal in your body. So it's very powerful in that. It's also important for us to have that Oregon grapefruit, black walnut, and also pau d'arco or cerasee. That's another one, cerasee. Cerasee works to um, remove the fungus and bacterial from your body. Oh, it's powerful in every way. Deal with candida, which we deal with every day on an everyday basis. Candida is something that is so powerful that it literally can be the cause for heart disease, be a part of the cause for heart disease. We look at candida and we think about it being a cause for yeast infections, but be a cause for um, that, bladder infections, kidney infections, can be a cause for infection in the body. It can be a cause for literally issues with external eczema and things like that. It can be a cause for just many anomalies that happen in the body that people are not able to. Come on. It can be a cause for many things that happen in the body that make the body go astray, not be able to function properly. It will produce the smell that you have. It produce a lot of issues in your body. So candida is very, very much a nemesis and one that degenerates our tissues, but very slowly. It actually is a fungal bacteria that gets in our body and robs our body of its natural enzymes. It actually it actually causes us to crave foods that do not have healthy enzymes in them, and helps us to form a distaste for foods that do have healthy enzymes. So that then therefore won't take in living enzymes. We'll just continue to eat processed and devitalized food because that's what candida likes. It's not good. We're going to have a whole video, candida, the dangers of candida. I need some background music for that. So that's important. Those herbs are very important. Clove, senna, burdock, dandelion, black walnut, wormwood, Oregon grapefruit. Greetings. Oh, no problem. Oregon grapefruit, cerasee, and I also put in cat's claw and pau d'arco. These herbs in this, you may not be able to get all of these herbs. That's okay. If you can get red clover, a bowel cleanser, a liver detox, a liver cleanser, and also an antifungal, then you'll be okay. So that's red clover, a senna, a burdock or dandelion or yellow dock, or and a cerasee, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So even if it was red clover, senna, dandelion, and cerasee, you'll be fine. These things will work for you. So do that. Herbal teas are very good for the body during a fast because their chemicals work on a multifaceted level, and they help and support the body to heal, cleanse, and rejuvenate. So that's vitally important. You need that. Also, another support modality that you need in fasting and cleansing is the mind. Because our psychology creates our physiology, you can't leave it behind. You can't choose to just do the physical part of it, but not do the mental work. Affirmations are a key. Affirmations. Remember, our elders use prayer. Prayer is a good, powerful tool. A lot of people walked away from prayer when they walked away from Christianity, those people who walked away from Christianity, but it is key. Prayer is a key part of fasting, and it helps you to move through the fast with grace and ease, even as you meet those demons of cravings. It's very important. So I like to use affirmations because affirmations help me to see myself in position and to see myself overcoming that insurmountable and overwhelming goal of fasting, in essence, sometimes, and using it in context. I also like to use in fasting meditation and yoga. Meditation and yoga, I call a moving meditation, is something in which you will use throughout your life, throughout your year, much less on the 4 times for which we fast. Because what yoga does is it helps to open up your physical pathways in your body. Meditation opens up your spiritual pathways in your body. And doing them both simultaneously, then you will certainly create and embody, create room to embody your own self and inhabit your own self during this time, this sacred time specifically. I want to take the time to welcome you, Dorothy and Jamila. Welcome you all to the class. I'm going to close out. Don't leave because I'm going to close out the recording in order to then talk to you all. But that's what I had in mind for us this during this time of cleansing and fasting, this winter solstice. And this is what we're going to do during this time of, like I said, the 8th, starting on the 17th. You may do 3 days, 7 days, or 10 days, or 14 days, depending on your ability to do it. That's on you. So, but to acknowledge this winter solstice is very important with your cleansing and concentration that will make you successful. So that's what I have for you. And I look forward to you fasting with me starting on the 17th.